can own Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is... Okay, so first thing. If you buy Bitcoin on an exchange, then also you don't really own it. The exchange own it. They just say, I owe you this much Bitcoin. So you own an IOU. If the government says Bitcoin is illegal, exchanges lock all those Bitcoins up. You don't have that Bitcoin. You can't spend it. But when you take that Bitcoin off an exchange and put it on a wallet, then you own it. I mean, no one can get it. No one, the government can't take it. They can't take it. They can force you to give it to them, but no one can take that.
I think we can, just to be clear, because yes, as we are talking, but there's so many people who are like, we follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, and everywhere. So in the podcast, what is Bitcoin? Okay, maybe we should start there.
Yeah. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Now, cryptocurrency, let's go with the general term of cryptocurrency, it's a digital form of money that's not run by a government. So it was created by someone, and then it was distributed. So the story of Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency, and in my and a lot of other people's opinion, the best cryptocurrency, and you shouldn't even buy others ones, just buy Bitcoin. And I won't buy another cryptocurrency again. I'm just buying Bitcoin.
But you used to buy that?
I did before I knew better. No. Now I know better. So don't buy other stuff. Just buy Bitcoin. So the story of Bitcoin was this anonymous person. No one knows who he is. To this day, no one knows who he is. Person or group of people who went by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. They created this idea of Bitcoin. Now, he called it, for the purpose of making it simple, I'm just going to call him he, because maybe it's a girl, maybe it's a group of people, I don't know. But just to make it simple, I'm going to call him he. So he created this idea of Bitcoin. He programmed it. He wrote a white paper. Now, a white paper is basically a description on how it works.
Oh, okay.
And the title of the white paper, he said, it's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system.
Okay.
So peer-to-peer means from me to you. So person to person, electronic, so it exists online, cash system. So it's a digital form of money.
So there's no middleman, like banks. For example, if I want to send money to you, I won't send it directly to you. It must start by the bank, and then from the bank, if the bank would decide, I'm gonna pay him today or tomorrow or after a week or after 2 weeks. I have a lot of friends who are in the bank system. So even if I have my $5 million for me to get my money, I have to notice them, to tell them maybe some days or things before, so that they can decide even how much they are going to give me. So as you are saying, Bitcoin is not like that.
No, Bitcoin is from me to you. That's it. No banks. No one can stop the transaction. So with banks, you have... I've worked on many projects at banks, and only when I started learning about Bitcoin did I really find out how banks really work. I mean, how it works is... So some of the stuff I knew, but there's some information that was new to me, is how banks work is you've got the central bank or the reserve bank, or the Federal Reserve in the United States, or most countries call it a reserve bank or a central bank. So you've got the central bank, and they actually control the money. They decide how money is issued and all that. And they decide the interest rates for lending money to banks. So they give money to the banks.
They borrow banks' money.
So yeah, they borrow banks' money.
They give them like a loan, something.
Yes.
Like that.
And then the banks, in turn, so you create an account with a bank, and the bank has an account with the central bank. Now, if I want to send money to you and we are at different banks, then actually it doesn't go to my bank, from my bank to your bank, and from your bank to you. It goes from my bank, or from me to my bank, the instruction. Then the instruction goes from my bank to the central bank, and then from the central bank to your bank, and then from your bank to you. I mean, that's all these steps. And if you go abroad now I need to say, okay, I'm sending money. So I send the instruction on my app or on the phone or computer. I send the instruction to my bank. My bank sends it to the central bank. Central bank sends it to Congo Central Bank. Congo Central Bank sends it to their bank. Their bank sends it to the person. I think that's the steps. There might even be one or two more steps to that.
Wow.
But Bitcoin is anywhere in the world. I can send money to any person directly. There's no central parties. There's no banks, no central banks, no nothing. So sending money to someone overseas through the bank, you've got all these steps. And at any point, any one of those role players can say, no, we're not allowing this. Then the transaction stops. And then there's a 6 months investigation. And then only then you get your money back, if you get it back. There was, now in Canada, there was a lot of protests, and the truckers blocked the border and all that. And a lot of people wanted to help them out financially, and they gave money to a GoFundMe account. So GoFundMe is used for anything. I mean, you can go say, I want to write a book, please sponsor me. But anyway, so someone created an account for them and said, please help the truckers. We want to support them financially. And then that GoFundMe said, no, we're not gonna. Oh no, they allowed it. They collected the money, and then when it was time to pay out, they said, no, we're not gonna pay it out. We're gonna donate it to charities or whatever. I don't even know the whole story, but they just said no.
So it was them who said no, or they got the instruction from someone?
They said no. Maybe they got the instruction from someone, but I mean, that just shows it stopped there. And then some Bitcoiners came together and said, no, we won't stand for this. So they created a Bitcoin account for them. People sent directly to that account, and they went to the truckers. They walked past them. So when you pay with Bitcoin, it generates a QR code on your phone and says, okay, show me your phone, scan, there's your money. Just like that. No banks, no authorities, no central role players that can stop the transactions. It's just like sending it to you. There you go.